direct from Natick Center. This is live from TCAN with our musical guest, Mark Erelli and Dinty Child.
Ready, boys? One, two, one. Why do I do it when it's all been done 100 times before? Oh, why do I do it? Can't you hear me knocking at the same old door? Oh, the world don't need another song, it's true. But if I write another one for you, can't be wrong if you wanna sing along, 'cause it feels like the first time. Yeah, it feels like the first time every time. It feels like the first time. Oh, it feels like the first time every time. It's true. I remember up in my room, I could tune out everything. I remember that too, Mark. I remember hitting the speakers and it felt like a secret they were singing to me. The world don't need another song, I know, but I can't stop raving, baby, off I go. So come along, I can hear it coming on. 'Cause it feels like the first time. Yeah, it feels like the first time every time. It feels like the first time. Yeah, it feels like the first time every time. It's true. Come on, man, rock it. It's true, but if I sing another one for you, it can't be wrong if we sing it all night long, 'cause it feels like the first time. Yeah, it feels like the first time every time. It feels like the first time. Yeah, it feels like the first time every time. It feels like the first every time. It feels like the first time. Oh, it feels like the first time every time. It's true. All right. Yeah, it does. Every time. I don't know. Should we talk about all the songs, or that one's pretty self-explanatory. Mark and I sat down to write a song. What are we going to write about? Why should we write a song?
Yeah, hasn't it all been done?
It feels like it's all been done.
But it feels new every time, right? Yeah, it really does. Write about what you know.
That's why everybody always wants to sing you the song they just wrote.
And how many? We've written quite a few. People may not realize this.
Yep.
We've written, is it 9 songs?
It's nine songs. You and I tried the other day to figure out what years we wrote what songs, but
I think if you can remember, then you weren't really there. You know, it's like Woodstock or something.
all of these songs were written on an island in Lake Winnipesaukee.
Yeah,
and
except for the newest one. That was written over like
you're
FaceTime
right,
or something.
Zoom.
Yeah,
because we were unable to go there.
Yeah,
but we were reluctant to break the streak entirely. So.
Absolutely, it's become an annual tradition every year since was it 2014 was the first song we wrote
that's
together.
What we figured. Yeah.
So yeah, the past 6 years, and it started. I think I might have initiated the I reached out first.
You did.
Yeah,
you did.
I was like, he feels like the cooler older brother that I didn't have. And I was like, I want to write songs like Dinty. And he showed up one day with a crazy idea for a song, and we chased it all the way to the end, and we'll play it later. But we never looked back.
I'll tell that story a little bit later, but
absolutely, yeah. And
I remember it completely.
With all these songs is that they all have different stories. It's not like we do one thing and it keeps happening over and over again. It's like this song happens this way, this one happens another way. Some songs are like 50-50, other songs are like I just need a little help getting it over the finish line, or vice versa. And I think this next one was kind of like somewhere in the middle there. I think I had the first verse, and I really liked it, but I was like, I need someone to help me with the next, kind of middle and end.
Well, I heard the recording from recently. I mean, when I was like getting ready for this, I listened to the recording of the night you first played it for us, and you had most of it, like almost all of it. It was just the end that I think didn't feel quite right to you. So
that's oftentimes.
So the night he had to fly to Nashville to record it.
Oh, this is the different one though. This
that's the next one.
Yeah,
this one. No, this one one you just wanted. Yeah, you wanted some help.
This one goes like this.
Yeah.
It's called the Western Veil. I strummed a song I wrote for you by the river's edge, as the sky turned neon blue above the canyon ridge. And somewhere in the distance, a lone coyote wailed, and the stars appeared one by one in the western veil. Heaven's wheel kept turning, the moon was on the way, dawn spilled on the mountain and washed across the plain. It colored in the bones of time, illuminated tears on the sandstone canvas of the western veil. Distant voices calling along an ancient line. Time and space collapses, a glimpse of the divine. I'm just another pilgrim following the trail that leads beyond the curtain of the western veil. The Western Veil. Little song that came about in the wake of a family trip to Utah. I won't call it a vacation. It was definitely a family trip. There's a difference. And that was one where I had a lot of it, like kind of up to halfway through the second verse, I think. And Dinty came in and kept me on course, which is frequently a way that it happens.
I spent one summer out in the Rockies. I wasn't so much down in the sort of Utah, New Mexico area, but I had the picture.
Yeah, you knew.
I had the picture. I had the vibe. I knew the feeling.
Yeah, the vibe was psychedelic, is what we were going for, which was not the vibe of the family trip, but that was the vibe of the landscape. And contrast that one with this next one here, which is what Dinty was referring to earlier. I did have most of this. I did have a whole version of this written. I just didn't feel like the last verse did what I wanted it to do. And right before I left for Nashville to make a record with Zachariah Hickman producing, Zachariah Hickman on bass tonight, by the way. That was a poor introduction. Let's just do it proper. I invited Dinty over to the house. I was like, you got to help me save this song, like come in and be the song doctor. And we threw a bunch of stuff back and forth, and I don't think we left for Nashville feeling like we had done it, right?
Yeah, I didn't leave for Nashville, but I don't think you left for Nashville feeling like we'd done it. But I think you felt like, I seem to remember by the time I left you going, okay, I have to stop now.
Yeah.
Because I need to get to the
Go to the
airport. I think I can take it from here.
Yeah. And I think I only used one line that Dinty came up with in this song, like one of his lines, but what it did was it unlocked the rest of the entire last verse for me, and I could not have done it without your help here. So let's do this one here. This is called Rose-Colored Rear View. 2, 3, 4. There was a time when we all watched the same screen. Springsteen was mainstream. Everybody had a hungry heart. There was a time we weren't rich, but you could make a living. A 40-hour weekend, a 2-day weekend could get you pretty far. Was there a time, or was it only in my mind, when everything seemed simpler and we all sat down for dinner every night? Or am I only looking through this rose-colored rear view? There was a time when this town felt like family. I could ride my bike down any street, and somebody always knew my name. There was a time before the mills pulled out and the pills moved in, when we didn't need no medicine just to take away the pain. Was there a time, or was it only in my mind, when everything seemed simpler and we all sat down for dinner every night? Or am I only looking through this rose-colored rear view? There was a time when we all pledged allegiance, and we thought we knew what we meant when we stood and faced the flag. Are we blind, lost in some nostalgic haze,
Only white men miss the good old days that ain't coming back. Was there a time, or was it only in our minds, when everything seemed simpler, and we all sat down for dinner, and we all watched the same screen, but we didn't see the same thing? 'Cause maybe all that's in the mirror was never close as it appears, like the way the truth can seem so black and white after all our looking through, yeah, this rose-colored red. Colored
Can we go on tour sometime with this, just doing this?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Please.
You know, one thing I remember about that song, because we slaved over that at your dining room table for a while, and I remember how you really fought. I was trying to make it a little more vibey, a little more nebulous, a little more like let the audience figure it out, and you were like, nope. Nope. I want to say it. And that line, you know, only white men miss the good old days, and they ain't coming back.
Yeah, that's where we landed, and I feel good about that. I know that maybe some people might take issue with that, but I stand by it. But the line that unlocked it all was, we all watched the same screen, but we weren't seeing the same thing. That's the thing that really did it for me, and I have you to thank for that.
Thanks. You know, I thought about it after the fact, as we do. Sometimes we write this stuff and then we kind of go, what was I thinking? And it's like, when I was a kid, you know, I'm watching Ozzie and Harriet and My Three Sons and Leave It to Beaver, and which for a white kid from the suburbs, it was like, oh, this is my life. You're not thinking about it that much anyway. And but then it's like, well, if somebody's living in the Bronx or whatever, they're not seeing their lives there at all. Yeah. They're seeing a whole different thing. I don't know, anything, especially at that time, you know, it's like, it's a great song, man.
Thanks, man.
Great song.
Speaking of more nebulous songs, this is pretty goddamn nebulous, this one right here.
As it should be, right?
Exactly. Some should be nebulous.
This is the song that we wrote this year on a Zoom call. I think this is one of a lot of my songs, at least the choruses and the melodies and stuff, tend to come while I'm sleeping, which is very odd. It's not a reliable songwriting method. I don't think they teach it at Berkeley.
I think it's pretty efficient, Dint. I mean, I waste so much time sleeping when I could be writing songs. I'm jealous.
I've gotten so I kind of recognize whether the idea is worth waking up for now. But so this is the thing, as happens sometimes with Mark and I. It's like, well, it's time to write something. Okay, what do you got? What do you got? And it's like, well, here's my notebook. Here's what's on my phone, my little ideas. And this was a thing that was on my phone that we wrote in a Zoom call. I would.
Yes,
Thank you,
you
Zach.
would.
Zachariah Hickman keeping us honest.
Yeah.
Especially when, what's
Yeah.
wrong?
At least accurate. I don't know about honest, but we're more accurate for your presence, Zach.
Would have been ugly. We've had some fairly ugly moments because of the misplaced capo, as any singer-songwriter has. Ready?
Yeah.
I stopped looking into mirrors. I've Stop thinking in the future tense. There's nobody here, nothing to pull on or push against. It's like floating in the lake. After midnight under summer stars, staring out into space. Nothing but time to wonder why. Am I the dream or the dreamer? Wake up and go to sleep. Open eyes and sinking deeper. Wake up and go to sleep. I don't need to check the calendar. Day after day is white as snow. No one to meet, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Maybe everything's impermanent. Life was an illusion all along. Will it fade away like the last notes of a fading song? I the dream or the dreamer? Wake up and go to sleep. Open eyes and sinking deeper. Wake up and go to sleep. Are we the dream or the dreamer? Wake up and go to sleep. Open eyes and sinking deeper. Wake up and go to sleep. Open eyes and sinking deeper. Wake up and go to sleep.
I don't know what it means, but I like it a lot.
I don't either. But it felt like the thing that's happening.
That was a little tougher because of the just not being or sitting around a campfire or sitting in the same room together. But sometimes it's just really easy to write a song together every once in a while.
I know, but it felt a lot less weird than I thought it was gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody out there, don't the Zoom things. It's not nice being at the computer and the screen as much as we are these days, but sometimes the Zoom things are oddly connecting
Yep.
and affecting
Absolutely.
when you don't think they're going to be. I've been involved in various song shares and things, and it's like, and one of the wonderful things is that people can join from anywhere.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden you're seeing people you haven't seen in a really long time. And anyway, but that song was just that floating feeling that we all have.
Absolutely.
So
Still, I like it when you say to me, Mark, we have a half an hour to write a song. We should write one more song. Go.
That's what we did here.
Yeah.
And as we've said before, we would have done it in 20 minutes if it wasn't for Dave Godowski interrupting us. But another one of my dream songs. Usually the way the dream songs work is I have most of the song, the melodies, the chords, and like a little refrain or a chorus or something. And it's kind of the way it went with this.
Rock it out, Dan.
Maybe you're mistaken if you think the dawn will hurt. It's the dreams we make together that are buried in the dirt. But something new will grow there for whatever it is worth, and the sun will still be rising in the morning. And everybody's saying that the sky is falling down, the circus tent's on fire and it's burning to the ground. And they're looking for the matches in the trailer of the clown, but the sun will still be rising in the morning. And I just wanna hold you, but you're staring at your phone. You're connected to the whole damn world, but still feel all alone. While I'm lying right beside you, baby, flesh and blood and bone, and the sun will still be rising in the morning. All right. Maybe you're mistaken if you think the dawn will hurt. It's the dreams we make together that are buried in the dirt. Something new will grow there for whatever it is worth, and the sun will still be rising in the
We got to amuse ourselves. I mean, we always had to, but now we really have to. One of the
For those of you who are wondering, they even have robotic cameras in here.
yeah, it's fairly dystopian in a way. If they get any closer, let me know, will you? Well,
if the camera starts sneaking up on us.
advancing, yeah, it's like. Yeah. One of the things that when we were trying to, 9 songs, it's not really a show as great as those 9 songs may be. So we were trying to figure out, like, what else can we do? And the obvious answer was to cover each other, like a song that maybe the other one had written without each other. And this one was written with Rose Cousins, I guess.
Yeah, I realized that the songs that we both chose to cover are also co-writes, just not with each other.
Yeah, we have an open relationship, Dinty. It's fine.
I don't think of it as cheating on me with other songwriters, Mark.
No. But this is just a beautiful song that has spoken to me. One of the things about Dinty that I love so much is, and I hope I don't embarrass you with this, but it's like, been married a long time, you have a family, you have a somewhat ordinary life, but you make extraordinary music, and that is what I want. I want the chance to make extraordinary music, but also lead a fairly ordinary life that allows for things like relationships, other skills besides music, just like having a house, stuff like that, like normal things,
And that's why you have a dog.
Yeah, now I have a dog. Yeah, I'm checking off all the normal things. But this song in particular is a celebration, it seems to me, of those kinds of long-lasting relationships.
Can I just
please
give the background a little bit? That's why we're here, right?
Exactly.
So I had this melody for a really long time. Another dream thing, I think, or I can't even remember. But I had it for a really long time, and I had sort of given up on it. I thought it was like just an instrumental. I'd kind of tried to write some words for a while. And then I kind of came up with this line, if it's up to me, it all comes down to you. And at our little songwriting retreat get-together, I thought, well, it was coming up on my 25th wedding anniversary, and I thought, well, that sounds like a good basis for a song. I think I heard my teenage daughter kind of humming the tune around the house to herself, and that's when I was like, all right, I have to finish that song. If it's got that kind of staying power. She wasn't even thinking about it.
This was an anniversary gift, this song?
25th anniversary gift.
Oh, that is a high bar, my friend.
And so I just told this to these guys in the dressing room that I if you want emotional truth, you want to deep dive in that direction, Rose Cousins is a good place, is a good pool to jump into. And so Rose and I talked for a couple of hours, like way deeper than I was totally comfortable with, about our relationship and our history and all that stuff. And I thought, okay, it was like a night. It was like, fine, we've set the groundwork. Tomorrow we'll get together. We'll write the song. In the morning, she handed me the lyrics, and she said, there it is. Don't change anything. So I had the refrain. The rest, Rose Cousins.
This is a song called Down to You. 2, 3, 4. Over the years and all at once, time fills the corners with dust. Floorboards can rot and fall apart. Days when the weight's so heavy, hearts can grow tired and cold. But love is worth all the waiting when it turns to gold. So maybe our hair will turn gray. Maybe that floorboard gives way. There's a light in the dark as each day ends. All of the times tried us. One thing I know is true, that if it's up to me, it all comes down to you. It all comes down to you. I love that song. I'm clapping for you. I'm clapping for you, sir.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
It's a great song.
Actually, that and yeah, a bunch of these songs we're doing tonight are on my new record. Some of the songs are on your new record. So.
Which are available, people. Wherever you are, we can get them to you.
Yeah, they are.
Do it now while the Postal Service still works.
We'll drive over. We'll leave them on the street in front of your house.
Yeah, seriously. Disinfected and everything.
I'm going to tune while I talk. The song, this is the song that I chose to do at Mark's. It's actually a Mark and Dave Godowski song from Mark's most recent record. Again, just some amazing lines. I myself have 3 songs I've written with Dave Godowski. Have you written other ones with Dave?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But after this
It will
one,
happen.
there will be more.
This songwriting retreat we go on is with many amazing songwriters, and one of the beautiful things about it is if you've got an idea or you got some lines or something, and you can go, like I said with Rose Cousins, I wanted an emotional thing.
Devastation.
It's like emotional devastation. Find Rose Cousins, supermarket of emotions. And if you've got like some amazing lines that aren't fancy but are just amazing, Dave Godowski's your guy.
Absolutely.
One of the ones I wrote with him, I had no song other than in my notebook I said, the days are getting colder and the white wine turns to red. And I got Dave and we wrote a song. This is Mark's. This is way deeper. The silence in this house tonight is deafening. The thunder clouds above us now are threatening. Go on and say it. I can take it. The only thing I'm afraid of is when you say nothing at all. So don't give me a sign or make me read between the lines. Scream and shout, don't leave any doubt. Come on out and tell me what you're saying. Don't let your love get lost in translation. Yeah, well, a band of gold holds us alone together. I know it hurts, but we swore for worse or better. Tender soldier, sweet warrior, I don't care who's right, I just don't want to fight anymore. So don't give me a sign or make me read between the lines. Scream and shout, don't leave any doubt. Come on out and tell me what you're saying. Don't let your love get lost in translation. We're one and the same, beyond blame and forgiveness. Well, honey, don't retreat. if you need a witness. Yeah, you can't divide the coastline from the tide, always changing but in constant conversation. So don't give me a sign, make me read between the lines. Please scream and shout, don't leave any doubt. Come on out and tell me what you're saying. Don't let your love get lost. Don't let your love get lost. Don't let your love get lost in translation. In translation. I just remembered I was singing love. Don't let your love get lost. Don't let this love get lost.
It's a cover, man. It's all yours. It's not mine anymore. It's yours.
Mark was saying when we were rehearsing for this how strange it is to try and play your own songs that somebody else is singing.
It's pretty weird.
Pretty weird.
And pretty amazing.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
gotta say.
Here we go.
What can we tell the people about this next one, Dinty, other than we've played it so many times?
This is a song that really has not been played very much at all since it was written. It's a hard one to work into a set. But I think highly of it. It's just a hard one to work into a set. I think I'll tell the story of this one afterwards.
All right.
This is definitely one where I just knew what I wanted to write about, or what I thought the song should be about, and I asked Mark. I think this was the second year. I think this is the one.
Second one.
And neither of us can remember who came up with what, really.
Nope.
I just have to remember.
And yet here it is.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Oh, Amelia, Amelia, I'm thinking tonight about you, looking up from the bottom of this empty glass as clouds drift in front of the moon. They say don't come undone, coming undone over things cannot be changed. But there's nobody left to still my regret, so I'm lost in these thoughts just the same. Amelia, Amelia, the way that you captured their hearts, how they long for a piece of what you must have felt when you were alone with the stars. You said don't interrupt someone doing just what they all say can never be done. So we all held our breath and hoped for the best as you took off to look for the sun. Amelia, Amelia, I was a kid, barely 20 years old, when they taught me to weld the aluminum shell
of the plane that you flew around the world. Off by degrees, was it you? Was it me? What's the reason you fell from blue? I've lived all these years with the ghost of you near. Now, Amelia, it's just me and you. Amelia, it's just me and you.
That's sort of how it goes.
That's sort of how it goes. So the story of this song, I play in a band called Session Americana. And for a long time, we did a song called The Last Flight of Amelia Earhart, written in the 30s. And we were playing in Wexford, Ireland, way down in the southeast corner of Ireland. And at a set break, a couple of women came up to me, and one of them said, she's plainly American, she said, you know, my partner and I took the ferry from Wales to see you guys here. We're staying over for a couple of days because of that song about Amelia Earhart that you wrote. I was like, well, thanks. I didn't write it, but it's amazing that you came. And she proceeded to tell me this story, which was that her grand uncle, Bob, that song is called Uncle Bob's Lament. And her grand uncle Bob, when he was had just turned 20 years old, worked for the Lockheed airplane company in California. And he was one of the 3 people at the company who could weld aluminum. And my welding friends have affirmed that welding aluminum is a very touchy thing. You have to have it exactly right. The temperature has to be just right. You can mess it all up. And when Amelia Earhart went on her round-the-world flight, she started, the first time, flew west from California. And she crashed on landing in Hawaii, so they brought her plane back to California to do repairs on it. And it was Bob's job to weld the fuel tank because it had a crack in it. And then they repaired it. She flew east to go around the world. And when Amelia Earhart crashed, evidently Bob, who was something of a perfectionist, he was worried that he hadn't welded it correctly, and he thought that maybe she had run out of fuel because she had a drip or some kind of leak in the tank, that he hadn't done it right. And he went to his grave in his 90s worrying that he had helped cause her death. Wow. And can you imagine living with that from the time you're 20 years old till you're in your 90s, that kind of just feeling in your gut? And so when Mark and I wrote the song, I sent it to the woman in Wales, and Uncle Bob died a year or 2 afterwards, and they actually played this song at his funeral. They played the recording of it and stuff. So, like I say, it's a hard song to work into a set, but, man.
It's not really the feel-good hit of the summer, but there's a lot of feeling behind it.
Yeah. Oh, but this one.
This one is the feel-good hit of the summer.
It's going to take me a second to tune up on this one.
This was one where you had most of it already, I think, Dinty.
Yeah.
And it's kind of about the summer of love, and I remember you gamely trying to explain to me that what the summer of love was. I was like, I can write about this. I've listened to enough Grateful Dead bootlegs. I can contribute.
It was like I need it. This is a thing that Mark and I do for each other, is that it's like I just couldn't figure out my way into the lyrics. And it's a tribute to Mark and our relationship, that he was like, yeah, I don't know anything about what you're talking about, but I've listened to the Beatles, I've listened to Sgt. Pepper, and I can figure it out.
I had bad mushrooms once. Yeah, that's what we do. We get each other into our songs, or we help each other out, you know?
Get each other in or help each other out, yeah. And there's a few that where we were just like, let's write a song, and
Jumping in together.
I should point out that there are 2 chords in this song by British musician Robin Hitchcock. He heard Mark and I do it soon after we had written it, and he said, I have some ideas. Can we talk about it? And it's like, yes, we can. All right?
Yeah.
You ready? One, two, three, four.
I think the band was playing, there were flowers everywhere. You picked a few and wove them through your hair. I know every song must end. I know how you can't go back again. I know it isn't gone. I know even the sun can shine when rain is falling. I know we can go dancing through the fall of the summer. I remember everybody's hands would plant the seeds. Sing the song that love is all you need. I know. Well, every seed won't grow. I know. Yeah, there's nothing that isn't known. I know. We can hold on. I know even the sun can shine when rain is falling. I know we can go dancing through the fall of the summer of love. Through the summer of love. All we're riding on a wheel inside, a wheel inside, a wheel inside, a wheel inside, a ride inside, a wheel inside, a wheel inside, a ride inside, a ride inside, a wheel inside, a wheel inside, a ride inside, a ride inside, a wheel inside a wheel. Well, I know that even the sun can't shine when rain is falling. I know even the dreamers will wake up. I know if we just listen, we can hear it calling. I know we can go dancing through the fall, summer of love.
I love that of all the things we rehearsed before the show, none of us said, like, hey, maybe we should take another look at the fall of the summer of love. We're just all like, oh, yeah, we got that. A million chords and all these different sections. Totally fine. Yep. True professionals. I love it, man. I'm excited now because we get to play the song that started it all back in 2014. Exactly. This, when I hooked up with Dinty and had the idea to ask him to write a song together, I was thinking of something along the lines of like Yankee Money or Beer Town, like one of these kind of lost, either lost songs from the band or like a party anthem that they could sing at the Lizard Lounge after last call. And Dinty said to me, oh, this is really good because I've had this idea about writing a song about the janitor at the Sistine Chapel. And he works at the most beautiful place in the world, but he's picking up everyone's trash all day, and he has to remind himself every once in a while, to look up and appreciate the beauty. So, I want to write a song with you called Look Up about that guy. And I was like, that does not sound like Beer Town. Chiantiville, maybe. But yeah. I was like, what? I was like, I'm trying to go to you to write like a rock and roll song, and you're dragging me back into this folk stuff. But I didn't want to let him down. So, again, as I recall, I kind of helped you find a way into it, and we wrote this first verse about the janitor.
Rolling on the Tiber. Rolling on the Tiber. Come on.
Yeah. And. We were just so beautiful. We just thought it was so beautiful, and the story was so moving that we were like, okay, we can't just leave it here. We didn't know how to progress, but we thought we have to keep going. And this was in the morning, as I recall. Yeah. And so we started to think like, okay, what else? And we did some more research on the Sistine Chapel and Michelangelo, and we stumbled across these words of him, of Michelangelo.
He'd written a sonnet.
Yeah. And we were like, let's steal that and write the second verse in his voice. And somehow we made it through that. And, the day is getting on now. This was like maybe, 6 hours in. And we thought, okay, the janitor, then up to Michelangelo, like who's above Oh, shit. The last verse has to be about God, doesn't it? And it has to be in the voice of God. Like, how hard could that be? And, man, we wrestled this thing for 8.5 hours. It was like trying to catch a tuna with a bamboo pole and a piece of string. But we did it. And I remember being so excited that night to go to the song share after dinner and to say, like, well, Dinty and I wrote a song. Goes a little something like this.
Hold on, and it's you.
Yeah.
I definitely remember when we got to the God verse of thinking of Randy Newman's God song.
Yeah.
And like a God who's kind of fed up. It's like a God who needs her faith in humanity restored.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's like I've given you all of this and you still haven't figured it out, And anyway, this song has been, I recorded this song on my 2016 album called For a Song. And it is just one of those songs that is a gift in the sense that it takes me away every single time. I don't care if I'm playing it in front of 1,000 people in a theater or if I'm playing it in my living room. I lose 4.5 minutes of my life every time I play this song, and I don't want them back. I want to go to where I am in those 4.5 minutes and take all my friends and family and stay there forever because it's a beautiful place. And
I'm with you.
I'm just so grateful that
I don't get to do it that often, but I feel the same way.
Well, let's do it now.
Let's do that.
This is called Look Up. All day long they shuffle through sneakers, sandals, high heel shoes, scraps of paper, chewing gum. My work here is never done. They exit now in single file. I sweep the floors and scrub the tile as dying echoes quiet the room and leave me leaning on my broom. Above me now the fall of man, But it all depends on where you stand. Is he letting go or reaching out for Adam's hand? Look up, look up. There are angels flying low enough to see. Look up, oh, look up. For long years I bent my back, painting every plaster crack. The hand of God and Adam's sin rain down in brush drops thick and thin. I ache with shame and head for home, through the darkened streets of Rome, past the night girls calling out to me, and drunkards praying on their knees. Above me now the canopy, the stars in all their majesty remind me of the master I will never be. Look up, look up. There are angels flying low enough to see. Look up, whoa, look up. High above the blessed and cursed, like ants they scurry on the earth, debauchery and daily chores, always hungry, wanting more. I sent them plague and flood and fire, tried so hard to stay inspired, and somehow solve the mystery of what they ever saw in me. If I could only kneel before the man who sweeps the chapel floor and show him he's as holy as the angels, maybe more. Look up, look up. There are angels flying low enough to see. Look up, oh, look up. Thank you.
Still does it.
Yep. Every time. Every time. And, you know, you've never been to the Sistine Chapel, have you? Or you have?
I've been, no. I've been
Sorry, didn't mean
to
to
the
put you-
Vatican. I've been to St.
Okay.
Peter's Square. I have not been in the Sistine Chapel.
All right, because
Too long a line.
I have, that's fair enough. I have met people who have been there, and they told me that, including a couple that said they put that song on headphones while they were walking through, and they said,
Come on.
it's exactly like that.
Come on.
And I was like, okay.
Come on.
I said, I'm not going to take your word for it. I want to see it for myself someday.
That's what you hope for as a songwriter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. man.
Sometimes you're writing about things you don't really know much about, but you hope you get it right.
Absolutely. And, you know, we're coming down the home stretch here. We just got a couple more. And this one is truly about the gratitude that we have as songwriters and artists and musicians for that connection with the audience. And this thing that we're doing here, even though we don't have a physical audience tonight, even with you out there gathered around the glow of your computer screens, this is a thing that's been happening ever since we were, in caves with fires, gathered around the campfires, trying to tell ourselves stories to kind of keep the monsters out there,
That's why it's going to come back, folks.
Absolutely. You can't kill this.
You can't kill this.
So this is a song about kind of that age-old ritual and making sure you don't forget why it is that you do this. And it's called Witness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ever since our caveman days, we've huddled round the campfire blade and told each other stories to keep the dark at bay. Well, I woke up tired and took a plane. I drove for hours through the pouring rain. And I'm just passing through, you might not even know my name. But I'm living proof that nothing much has changed. So can I get a witness? Have mercy on my soul. I feel my burdens lifted when many shoulders share the load. So let your little light shine. Let your little light shine. Can I get a witness? I'll be yours if you'll be mine. All the traffic sucked and the drinks ain't cheap. I could have stayed at home and binge watched TV
Or Netflix.
but your song's been playing in my head and it got me through the week. And everybody here has got a story just like me. So can I get a witness? Have mercy on my soul. I feel my burdens lifted when many shoulders share the load. So let your little light shine. Let your little light shine. Can I get a witness? I'll be yours if you'll be mine. The darkness hasn't gone away, neither has the fear. There's still so much we have to say, and more we need to hear. So can I get a witness? Have mercy on my soul. Come on, get those lighters out at home. I feel my burdens lifted when many shoulders share the load. So let your little light shine. Let your little light shine. Can I get a witness? I'll be yours if you'll be mine. Oh, thanks so much, everybody. That's we feel that song both from the artist perspective and from the fan perspective. We've all felt that, and it's been such a joy to be with you here tonight. As I think we were hinting to at the beginning of this kind of thing doesn't just happen, and it doesn't just happen even under the best of situations, and especially now during a global pandemic. Everything is harder, and even just having fun like this. And we want to thank everybody here at the Center for the Arts in Natick, TCAN, David and Aaron, and Joe and Bill for sound, wonderful sound tonight, and the wonderful video crew. We probably should have mentioned this the whole time through, but we're taking donations tonight. We split it between the venue and the artists. This is what we have. This is it. This is how we stay afloat. And I know we're all getting a little tired of this, but we appreciate your generosity and anything you can do tonight. Or if you missed the stream tonight and you watch this a couple days later, we're going to keep the link active, and you can still donate to keep independent music and independent venues going strong and coming through this on the other end.
I was going to say afloat's a little bit of a strong word. It's the piece of wood that we're grasping on to keep our nostrils out of water. So
Absolutely.
anything you can do.
And I know just spiritually this helps me, man. We talked about doing this kind of show. I think actually we had one on the books at the Lizard Lounge.
Yeah, July 1st.
Yeah, and we couldn't do it. So this feels like kind of circling back to a really good idea and not letting it become a victim of the time. So
Let's do
thanks.
it some more.
Yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, at home for Zachariah Hickman on the upright bass tonight.
Looks even more ominous than usual in his purple mask. Who cuts a rather imposing figure in the best of times.
Yeah,
So it will end. We don't know when. And this song goes out to a number of people. Actually, it can go out to everybody. God damn it. Just go out to everybody. I know there's some people who have, this song has helped them through a lot. So, 2, 3.
When the last star's gone, the storm's too long, and it feels like it's settled in to stay. There's a line of blue that will soon break through when the dark clouds roll away. When the sky drops tears and disappears, and the wild winds pull apart the day, there will be a calm like an ancient song when the dark clouds roll away. I will open all your windows, I will draw back your shade. There will be no fear, 'cause we'll both be here when the dark clouds roll away. I will open all your windows, I will draw back your shade.
when the dark clouds roll, when the dark clouds roll away.
Dinty Child, everybody.
Mark Erelli.
Zachariah Hickman. See you out there. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.